So what happens when you start the week by knocking a pint of water over your laptop? Well, if you said the best week that Skratchr has ever had, you'd be right. But this week didn't exactly go to plan, which is entirely fine, but it was good. I mean, I had to move onto an old PC, which hasn't seen the light of day in about 4 or 5 years, so that was fun trying to update it. My workflows had all changed, and funny enough, it actually turned out to be possibly one of the best weeks we've ever had in Skratchr, in a strangely, weirdly optimistic, positive type of way, but it's funny how these things work out. You see, something amazing happened this week. It was the first time in a long time that Skratchr actually became something real. A couple of weeks ago, I put out a request on TikTok for a couple of people to join sort of a shoot for promotional videos, etc. So photographs and videos and all those different things. And there was genuinely a fantastic response. I had about a dozen people from all over the country reach out to offer their help and their services. But because of the weather, there was only so much we could actually do. But on Sunday, there was a window. For the first time in a long time, we actually had a chance to actually get out and play golf. So I put my director's hat on and I messaged a couple of people, and 3 amazing followers said they'd be up for the challenge, and we went out to London Air Links and recorded an entire round of golf. And I didn't play once. But I think it was a real vindication, because it was the first time that 3 complete strangers through Skratchr connected and played golf together. And I got some incredible pictures and videos and footage for promo videos and for photographs. But aside from the fact that we did all that and we recorded it, it was also an opportunity for me to learn a craft. I mean, I've got no experience in videography or photography or editing or any of those things other than what I do on my TikTok and my YouTube. So this was something new and something different. It's difficult to communicate, but those first 3 people, I don't think understand how much of an impact they've had on me, on Skratchr and the future of this app. Another strange thing for me though was moving from a golfer to a director / videographer. So there was an entirely different set of stress involved. It wasn't so much about trying to hit a good shot anymore. It was more about trying to set up frames, try and get a body of work together that I can use in promotional videos in a later stage. So it's a bit tricky, especially when you don't know your ISOs from your auto white balances to everything else that's in there too. But it was wonderful. It was an absolute experience, and I genuinely can't thank the guys enough for doing that. But the crazy thing was, there was no stress, there was no fear. It was just evolution. I mean, this is what being a founder is. It's about stretching yourself, it's about trying new things, and it's about doing 20 different jobs at one stage. And hopefully one day I can get somebody more professional to do all of these things, but God, it's a lot of fun doing it yourself. And the next big challenge I had was actually when I got back to my office and I got back to my 4-year-old PC with no modern software on it. I tried to edit these photos on Lightroom, which I hadn't done before. I used heavily ChatGPT to try and figure all that stuff out as I went along. And it worked pretty well, I think. I mean, here's some of the examples of what it came out as. And then the next part was trying to put together all the footage into various different clips and exporting them onto a drive that I could use them at a later stage. So drowning my laptop was really just one step in many steps of absolute chaos this week. Going to Milton Keynes, to the local Apple store to try and get that fixed, to looking after my kids for an extra day that I didn't need to not being able to play golf because the weather was terrible, to having to use an old PC with no software on it that's suitable for what I want to do. That's all part of startup chaos. That's all part of the fun of what we're doing here today. It's messy, but we're moving, and we're moving in the right direction. And so many cool things are going to be happening over the next 4 or 5 weeks. That's how close we are. So there's no major new features this week. There's no major update. James is still doing a stellar job in putting together the final bits and pieces on the app. And really excited that hopefully over the next couple of weeks we can actually show demos of the app, which will be amazing. Some challenges around the developer accounts, trying to set up an Apple developer account, and the Google developer account is actually pretty easy. But they're just quirks. They're just chaos. I mean, overall, there's some weeks that are just mental. There are some weeks which are productive. And then there's just some weeks that just remind you why you started all this in the first place. This was one of those weeks.